When the dishwasher picked up the knife, everything changed. The kitchen was chaos. Flames flared from stoves, orders rang out, pans clattered, and curses flew through the air. It was a five-star restaurant in the heart of the city, and tonight was one of the busiest nights of the season. The head chef, Victor Duval, barked orders like a general on a battlefield. His reputation was legendary, but so was his temper. And then there was Mei Lin. She was the dishwasher. Small, quiet, invisible. Every night she stood at the sink, scrubbing pans until her fingers ached, her hair tied back messily, her apron soaked. Most of the staff barely noticed her. To them, she was just the dishwasher. But Mei Lin had a secret. Every time she rinsed plates, she watched the chefs at work. Every slice, every sauté, every sauce, they were all lessons. What the others didn't know was that before she came to this country, she had spent years cooking alongside her grandmother in a tiny village kitchen. Her grandmother wasn't a professional chef, but she had taught Mei flavors, balance, and technique passed down through generations. One night, as Victor shouted over a delayed order, a crisis hit. One of the sous chefs cut his hand badly, blood dripping onto the cutting board. The line froze. Orders were piling up, customers were waiting, and panic filled the kitchen. "Who's going to finish this dish?" Victor roared, his face red with fury. No one moved, no one dared. And then, to everyone's shock, Mei Lin stepped forward. She dried her hands, reached for the chef's knife on the counter, and without hesitation began slicing vegetables with speed and precision. The kitchen went silent. Victor's face twisted with rage. "What do you think you're doing?" "You're just the dishwasher." But Mei didn't answer. Her hands moved faster, her cuts exact, her movements fluid, like she had done it all her life. In minutes, she plated the dish with elegance that rivaled even Victor's standards. The waiters rushed it out. Moments later, the manager came in, wide-eyed. "Table 12 says it's the best dish they've had all night." Murmurs rippled through the kitchen. Some chefs whispered, some looked at her with awe. But Victor, he wasn't impressed. Not yet. "Luck," he spat. "One lucky plate doesn't make you a chef." But Mei wasn't done. Over the next days, whenever a chef fell behind, Mei quietly helped. A garnish here, a sauce there. Her instincts were flawless. She could balance flavors others struggled with, improvise when ingredients ran out, and plate food with artistry that caught the eye. The other chefs started noticing. Whispers grew louder. She shouldn't just be at the sink. But Victor doubled down. He mocked her, shouted at her, told her she'd never belong in his kitchen. "You belong with the dirty plates, not with the knives." Still, Mei stayed calm. She let his words sting, but she didn't let them stop her. Then came the night that changed everything. A famous food critic was dining at the restaurant. The staff was on edge, Victor especially. This review could make or break their reputation. But in the chaos of preparation, disaster struck. Victor burned the sauce for the signature dish. Smoke filled the kitchen, panic spread, and time was running out. Everyone froze, and then Mei stepped forward again. "I can fix this," Victor exploded. "You? Don't be ridiculous." But Mei didn't ask for permission. She grabbed fresh ingredients, her hands moving with confidence. She recreated the sauce from memory, balancing spices and herbs with precision. The aroma filled the kitchen, warm, rich, complex. When the dish reached the critic's table, silence followed. He tasted it, paused, and then smiled. "Exquisite," he said. "Truly masterful." The review that followed praised the dish as a triumph of flavor and balance. The restaurant's reputation soared. And the truth came out. The staff finally realized May wasn't just a dishwasher. She was a chef. No, more than that. A prodigy. A hidden master who had been ignored, underestimated, and dismissed. Victor's arrogance crumbled. He had mocked her, humiliated her, treated her as less than nothing. And yet, when the kitchen was on the brink of collapse, it was May who saved it. That night, as the restaurant closed, the chefs gathered around May with respect in their eyes. For the first time, Victor was silent. He looked at her, and deep down, he knew the truth. He had nearly lost the greatest talent that kitchen would ever see. May didn't gloat. She didn't seek revenge. She simply wiped her hands, removed her apron, and said quietly, "Respect doesn't come from titles. It comes from what you bring to the table." From that moment on, no one in that kitchen ever called her just the dishwasher again. Because sometimes, the people you overlook are the ones who carry the greatest gifts. And when they finally get their chance, everything changes. Thank you for watching Tales of Triumph. If you enjoyed this story, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And never forget, greatness can come from anywhere, even the most unexpected places. See you in the next episode.